Okay, 11 life paths. Let's talk about relationships. This is like one of the hottest topic, and I've been getting requests on speaking more about like relationship type of topics. So let's talk about this, okay? Now, as an 11 life path, you have to understand where you are, what you want, and what you can give. Law of exchange. Law of exchange. We, right now, when you live on earth, you're governed by certain laws. And that's just the truth. That's just like the universal truth that we live in, right? Now, there's laws of opposites. Okay? Laws of opposites, where if someone in the world is suffering, you're probably going to be very happy. I know this might be a very big mind bend for some people, but this is a spiritual law. If you're very happy somewhere, someone might be suffering. This is why the ancients have said, don't get too happy or don't get too sad. Okay? Now, know who you are. And first, let's get into what most 11s want, okay, in a relationship. Now, if you're going to be with an 11 life path, number one, expect intensity. 11 life paths don't like doing anything surface level. They just don't like surface level things. 11 life paths demand respect, okay? They demand to be respected. With 11 life paths, if you don't show them that you love them and you care for them, if you're not there for them, and if you're not about your word and you keep showing them something other than who you are, they will leave without an hesitation. They will just leave. Okay? They will leave you. With an 11 life path, if you try to cheat on an 11 life path, if you cheat on it, it's done. It's over. There's no going back. 11 with 11 life paths. Now there are some. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. There are some 11 life paths, and this is why it's so important to know the zodiac signs and everything. Like, it's so important to know these signs. There's some 11 life paths, okay, that will forgive you. Most won't. Most won't. Okay, and that's like a glitch in the matrix. That's how it just is. Okay. If you are an 11 life path, you want someone that is emotionally available for you. Okay? Now, what do I mean? You don't want to be judged for who you become at times. You do not want to be judged for the emotions that you portray. You want to feel safe displaying your emotions. Now, 11 is a very emotional number. Okay? It's a very emotional number. As an 11 life path, this is why a lot of 11 life paths have a very hard time getting into relationships, or when they're in a relationship. Both ways. 11s have a very hard time, from what I have noticed. And I kid you not, I've spoken to way too many. I've lost count on how many 11s I've actually spoken to now. Okay? With 11 life paths, okay? And I'm telling you, so, because the thing is, once you know what you want, you set that to the person. Now, I'm not telling you to have expectations from people. That's not, I need you guys to pay very close attention right now to what I'm telling you. Pay close attention. We're not expecting, but we're setting a line. We're setting some rules over here. Okay? We're setting some rules. Now, the thing with 11s is that if you do not communicate, okay, you will be misunderstood. As an 11 life path, you're going to get misunderstood by other people. Okay? You have to communicate what you want in a relationship. Now, I know for some folks, it's a turnoff, especially, I know with girls don't want to have to tell you to be a man. Girls want to see you be the man. They want to see you leading. They want to see you're the one that's taking initiative. You're the one taking out. You're the one in the driver's seat. Girls want to see that, okay? For the vast majority of girls, okay? Especially girls that are 11 life paths, that are born on the second, okay? Feminine energy. The number 2 is feminine energy, okay? Now, with 11 life path men and women, it's a little different. It's a little different, right? Because, again, we have to understand that men aren't as emotional as women are. So, as a man, you're still a very emotional person as an 11 life path man. So, what ends up happening is that with 11 life path men, they cannot tolerate disrespect. I've spoken to 11 life path men, okay? They do not tolerate any form of disrespect. They are most 11 life, and again, I'm going to say most, I'm not going to say all, I'm not speaking for everyone, okay? Because again, there's things in your charts, there's things, it has to do with your upbringing, your environment, the way you have been raised. If you've been raised in a single household, and I'm just being very honest, if you're on my channel, you know I like to keep it blunt with you guys. I could be here being fake, stroking people's ego. I don't like to do that, right? If you have came from a single household, it does get harder to connect because you haven't seen that connection, that upbringing with your own parents, okay? Now, with 11 life path men, you gotta understand, dude, that you set yourself, your expectations are very high. And there's nothing wrong with setting a high expectation for yourself as an 11 life path man, but you have to look at yourself and ask yourself, are you bringing something to the table? Because I want you guys to understand one thing. Spiritual law, what are you giving? A lot of times we just think about take, right? We are living in a world of consumption. But as an 11 life path man, you have to, masculinity goes out, femininity receives. What are you giving as a man? Okay. And what do you want from your woman? You have to make it very clear. You have to communicate with your girl. And you have to set these, you have to learn how to set some rules in a relationships, because it's not always. Now, when I say rules, some people be like, oh no, we don't need any rules. Yes, you do. I'll tell you why. You can't just have someone tell you, fuck you. I know this sounds very silly. I know it does, but I'm sure that my 11 life paths understand what I'm talking about, because as an 11 life path, you know how silly some people could be. You know what I mean? 11 life paths are very sensitive people. So even when you joke with them, you have to, and I'm just being honest here. I'm an 11 life path myself, and I'm just being honest. When you joke with them, you have to kind of be very emotionally intelligent. You have to be emotionally intelligent with an 11 life path, okay? With 11 life path woman. Now, ladies, a lot of 11 life path ladies are very beautiful, okay? I've had a lot of 11 life path girls reach out to me, extremely gorgeous, extremely beautiful. Yet a lot of 11 life path ladies have a hard time dating, hard time finding the right guy, even though they're bombarded with messages, even though they're getting so many guys messaging them. Okay, here's what it is. It comes down to you tapping into your 11 magnetic energy. Okay? I've talked about this before. As a man, you are electric. Okay? As a woman, you are magnetic. You bring your magnetism straight. You have to cultivate that magnetism, right? Breathing exercises, pranayama, I talk about this. It's very, very, very important. Having your spiritual daily exercises, gratitude, journaling, whatever it is, having those practices. Now, as a woman, as an 11 life path woman, you have to communicate with your partner. I'm going to tell you this right now. Because if you are not communicating, you have to tell someone. Because the thing is you don't even misunderstand people. That's the scary part, because you're so high in intuition. You don't misunderstand people. But the thing is that some people don't understand you. Okay? So you have to talk to, when you're talking to whatever man you like, you have to communicate with this man, and you have to tell him that, hey, I do not like being disrespected. Okay, 11 life path ladies, I'm telling you, don't disrespect them, because they're very powerful ladies. Okay, very powerful, have a very strong intuition. 11 life path ladies do not like to have trivial conversations. Set it straight. Now, I know I've talked to 11 life path girls, they've been on dates, and the guys at the fucking dinner, pardon my French, and I've been told that the guy, and I'm just telling you from what I think I remember, that the guy just talks about this, that, this car, that car, what, 11 life path ladies? No. That's not what they're about. That's not what they're about. With 11 life path ladies, 20 to 30% comedy, and freaking 80% you need to talk deep with these ladies. Okay, they just want deep conversations, and most 11 ladies just want deep conversations, and they want solitude. They don't want you to be too much on their case, or they don't want you to be too away from them. So there's a balance that has to be established with an 11 lady. Now, 11 life paths, you have to understand when you are dating, and I will tell you, for 11 life paths, from what I know, you are best in a relationship. For a man, and I'm being honest, for a man, you are in a best relationship with a 7 life path woman. She balances you out. She balances your emotions out. Okay? She balances you out. Because you are a little more emotional, she's a little bit more, she's smart, so she understands her emotions. Okay? Now, for an 11 life path lady, the most optimal life path that I see 11 life path ladies do connect with would be another 11 life path man. And I'm just being honest. Okay? We are a rare breed of men. Not a lot of us, but if you can find one, you're most likely going to connect very well with him. Because, again, I've spoken about this, because women are hypergamous. Okay? Women love being challenged. Now, for 11 life path men, you can be with an 11 life path lady, and it could thrive. Most likely that's your second best option. Not saying that it's always the second best. See, again, it's scenario. It's based on scenario, okay? But it could even be your best option to be with another 11 life path lady. But there has to be a form of communication. And you have to remember, as an 11 life path man, an 11 life path lady will always keep you on your toes and challenge you. Because you 11 life path ladies are actually very smart and very intuitive. You guys just know things. You guys, we know things too. The men know, all of us 11 life paths, we're very intuitive. But when you're with another 11, you have to understand, now the energy is just amplifying. It's a whole different energy. So if you're an 11 life path man and you're with an 11 life path woman, one thing has to be done, is that there has to be communication. You have to make sure that there is an abundance amount of communication and clarity. You have to make things clear to an 11 woman. Listen to me, you have to make things clear for an 11 woman, because you guys both have very high expectations of each other. And sometimes the emotions can come in the way. Okay, because even when you're apart from another 11 life path, you're probably making up 100 stories about that person. You're probably making up like different scenarios of this could happen, that could happen, this, that. It all has to be directly communicated from both of you. From both of you. Both of you. I don't believe in soulmates where it's a one-way stream. Like one person loves the other person loves not. It doesn't exist to me. Your soulmate will always find a way to you. Okay? So, if you are within another 11 life path, okay, just understand this, that you both need to be communicating with one another. And I know I'm expanding a bit on this because this is so important. This is a reason why so many 11 life paths are having a hard time dating or finding a good person, you know what I mean? It's like raining outside. So you're probably going to hear some like, okay, that sounds so different than what it actually is, but good try, Arsalan, good try. Again, I tell you guys, I'm like, know thyself, know who you are. As an 11 life path, you have to know who you are, okay? 11 life path men, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm throwing this in here right now, okay? By the way, if you're still watching the video, comment down 11 tribe. Comment, tell me if you're what you've learned from this video. I like to know, and it boosts the algorithm, you know what I mean? Keeps me motivated to make more videos for you guys. Now, as an 11 life path, so I'm going to tell you something so important. Don't tell me I forgot. Don't tell me I forgot what I was going to tell you. Yes, as an 11 life path, you have to know who you are. You have to know. Most people will not understand you. And I'm being very honest with you guys. Most people are never going to understand who you are. This is why even when you're in 11 life path, you might be very handsome as a man or you might be very beautiful as a woman, but you're having a hard time with people. And the reason why you're having a hard time because there's a lack of communication. And 11s are so sensitive, most of us, that if you do not communicate with 11s properly, they tend to just leave. Or they just tend to, at least I can speak for myself, if I'm talking to a lady and the lady's not communicating with me properly, it's just over. It's just over because like we just respect ourselves to that point where it's like, okay, why aren't you communicating these things with me? You know, we're not here to play games. A lot of us don't like doing that. Okay. Make sure you know who you are and you let the other person know. You have to look, especially if you're with another life path other than an 11 life path, then you have to let them know. Because your intuition is something else. And because you just know things doesn't mean they know things, right? So you have to look at things from their perspective, right? Just because you know like you're super psychic doesn't mean that they're super psychic. So you have to let them know these things. Okay? That being said, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.